following materials: a balance, mortar and pestle to grind the ammonium sulfate crystals, 2 centrifuge tubes, 30 grams of beef heart, 150 milliliters of cool buffer phosphate, 4 Eppendorf tubes, a blender, an ice bucket, and a centrifuge. Let's get started. This is how your mixture of beef heart with buffer phosphate must look after blending it. Next, we separate 35 milliliters of homogenate. Then we transfer the 35 milliliters into a centrifuge tube. Right after that, we fill another centrifuge tube with water, and we're ready to balance. This step is extremely important to protect your work and the centrifuge, so make sure that you balance the water and the homogenate very carefully. Don't forget to seal your centrifuge tubes with parafilm. Just a little reminder, this is the correct way to place your tubes into the centrifuge. This is the result that you should get after 15 minutes of centrifuging. Here, we're separating 1 milliliter of the supernatant, placing it in an Eppendorf tube, and then freezing it in the cooler. Don't forget to add numbers to your Eppendorf tubes. In this step, we are transferring the rest of the supernatant into a cool cylinder. Make sure to add the ammonium sulfate slowly and dissolve it thoroughly. No salt should be left in the bottom. Keep the cylinder in ice for 10 minutes. We will be centrifuging again, but this time it will be 15,000 RPM for 15 minutes. Here, we're separating 1 milliliter of the supernatant, placing it in an Eppendorf tube, and then freezing it in the cooler. After the 10 minutes, transfer all of the content to the centrifuge tube and balance. Remember, wash the cylinder that you used to cool and put it back into ice to use it again. As you can see, here we're discarding the supernatant, but we are not discarding the pellet. We are keeping the pellet. After getting rid of all of your supernatant, dissolve your pellet in 3 milliliters of homogenization buffer. Mix well and record the final volume.